Good morning. Let me just preface my message for today with a little bit of what's going on. I did pick up my old computer, the one that crashed a little over a week ago. I picked it up yesterday. I thought I'd be able to use that for recording today. However, even though the speaker was plugged in and it recognized the speaker was there, I can't get any sound whatsoever to come out of it. They charged me $125. The only thing that I have on it is Windows and the old files from my computer that crashed in January, February in 2010 before I bought the one that crashed most recently. So those files were on the backup drive and they were able to put those back in. But they gave me back my computer with no files from 2011 and most of 2010 missing. Only the old files that were recovered from the previous computer are available on the new computer. And again, there's no sound, only Windows. None of the programs are loaded. $125, and they accomplished absolutely nothing that I needed to be accomplished. They just spun their wheels and got nowhere. So I need help recovering the old hard drive, if possible, and recovering the backup. Now I have a plan with my friend Ken to recover the backup. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to try to do the backup on the current thing of Windows, but there's things that I have to set up on the machine that I cannot get the two computers even to recognize each other. The networking doesn't work. It's insane that I'm back in the spot where I was a week ago, even though I've spent another $125. I mean, it's getting to be, I've spent a whole entire month's income, normal income, on getting the computer, and I bought 2 new tires on Monday for my trip to New Jersey because I needed new tires, 2 new tires. So anyway, I've been spending money like crazy and I'm seemingly accomplishing nothing. But it all has meaning. And I want you to understand that I know that. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what the meaning is, but there's meaning to all of this. Anyway, today's talk is called Ninth Wave, Prophetic Vision, Seeing Beyond Blind Belief. And I wrote my little blurb. It's so easy to get stuck in a rut that is only a resting point, a temporary comfort zone. It takes disappointment or other strong challenge to move me from that place. Yet, I find I must be willing to admit where I do not belong and allow new doors to open. The walk of faith is never an encampment as long as the city of God remains unmanifest. Oh. Yesterday, in the third take of the video that I did, I realized that my gift has been a prophetic gift all of my life. Others have recognized that and called me on it, and yet I've always looked for a place, a community, where I could fit in that would accept my prophetic gifts and not be blown away by them. I had thought that the New Way was that place. There's been many indicators over the time that I've been there that most of the people there are not where I am, and that's okay. Everybody is where they're supposed to be. I'm not being critical or judgmental when I say that people aren't where I'd like them to be. Because that's just my ego wanting to find a resting place, wanting to find a comfort zone that I can feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and yet I'm only doing part of it. And I don't know if this makes sense to anybody but me, but I have to walk a path, apparently, where there haven't been many people walking before me. And I have to be willing to allow myself to be more flexible. And that's a real challenge because I like to create habits that are comfortable, even with my computer. And I'm being tremendously challenged by Spirit through all that's going on to make myself available to go where I don't even know where there is. I need to untie myself from my moorings and say, okay, God, okay, universe, I'm willing. I'm willing to go where you lead. You open the doors, make the way, and I'm willing to walk in that way, even when I don't even know what it is exactly. I know this Friday I plan to put out on my Metagroup's announcement that I'm available to speak on Sundays because I'm not going to be committed any longer to doing everything that I've been doing at the New Way. That became crystal clear since Monday night that that's the path I need to take. I need to let go of that, let them be where they are at the New Way. They're a wonderful group of people, way ahead of where most spiritual communities are that I've been involved in my life. Sue is an amazing visionary, and she is where she is. She doesn't see some things that I see, and maybe she's not supposed to yet, because maybe I'm not supposed to be there. And that's the conclusion that I've come to. I did send her a resignation from the board. She has not responded. And I don't know if she will or not. I imagine we will communicate at some point. I don't know what that point will be. This coming weekend is a workshop weekend, and I will be with Margie and creating miracles. I think there's 6 people signed up to do the workshop. Last I talked with Margie, that was the case. So it's going to be an interesting time in the days and weeks that lie ahead. I thought I would finish out the 9th wave in a relative comfort zone of my normal patterns, but maybe that's not the way it's going to be. Maybe I have to allow the blossoming. I mean, I've been sensing since this 6th night has commenced, from my perspective, where I'm at, it has seemed like destruction as my old patterns are being plowed asunder. And so this is about blossoming. I believe that's what the 5th day is about. I don't have it in front of me, and it's been a while since I looked at it, but I believe that was the message of it. And though it began with the old stuff being released, whether I like it or not, I have to allow for the blossoming to take place. My friend Bruce Morgan used to say of the prophets, they cannot be encamped. Because a pastor or a minister, their job is to keep the people in a relative comfort zone where they're fed and nurtured to the best of their ability. Prophets try to get people to go outside the camp. Now, during the time of Moses, there were people that started to prophesy. And some of the other people in the camp came to Moses and said, these people are prophesying and they're not from the proper school of the prophets. I don't remember exactly how they worded it. But the people were complaining that these certain individuals were prophesying in the camp. And Moses said, I would that all God's children were prophets. What is a prophet? A prophet is a person, as I'm defining it right now to you, not one who predicts the future, but one who goes beyond the blind belief of their own culture and has vision to see that city of God that all men of faith and women of faith have longed for in their heart. It's the longing of the human race to find a city made by God with foundations upon the earth. It's not a resting place, but it is a destination. It is a destination to which the human race is moving in this ninth wave. A destination that shall be reached. I'm convinced of it in my heart, even when I don't see some of the manifestations that I'd like to see. I believe they're coming. I have people calling me and wanting help and wanting to know, are they going to get out of their problems? Are they going to be able to stop their foreclosures and stop the repossessions of their items? And are they going to be able to get through this? And they want assurances that I can't give. Do I know that things are coming? That things are happening? Yes, they are. Benjamin Fulford, David Wilcox, Sheldon Neidl, Mike Quincy, John Smallman, Matthew, which is Susie Ward. Lots of indicators that I look at regularly in channeled messages and whatnot, and inside scoops from people that are connected to insiders like Fulford and Wilcox. I look at those things because it's my job to pay attention to the world around me and to tap into the things that resonate with me and that I receive as vital information. Because I don't have all the answers, and neither do the people that I name. But collectively, we feed and nurture each other. We provide each other the ability to know beyond what we can see. And that's what a prophet does. A prophet can see beyond where most people are able to see and speak words of clarity for God, calling people to go into that place of faith, as I'm having to step into now. To be willing to go where you haven't gone before, even when you don't know exactly what that is. It's a challenge. It's a real challenge. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with these thoughts this morning, sharing from my heart as I usually do and as I promise to do. I hope the audio comes out well on this, and I hope the message is one that you can hear with your heart. Namaste.